Chapter 1. The Humble Engineer Who Turned Wisdom into a Way of Life. Soichiro Honda was born in a small town where the simplest tools were prized, and the value of hard work was measured by the sound of a turning wheel. His first engine was a bicycle conversion that turned a quiet garage into a laboratory of possibility. From that early experiment, he learned a core lesson. True wisdom is born when theory meets practice, when a question is followed until a solution grows into reality. He once said in a quiet interview that many people fear failure, but he told himself that every small failure was a step toward mastery. This mindset turned the humble Honda laboratory into a global brand that still turns heads on the road today. For those of us dreaming of breakthrough leadership, Honda's wisdom offers two critical principles. First, lead by learning. Expose yourself to new ideas, ask many questions, and do not fear to dismantle your own assumptions. Second, lead by doing. Knowledge without action is empty, and leadership without action is noise. This combination is what gave Honda the courage to ignore skeptics and to build the first electric tricycle, which later evolved into the legendary motorcycle that won the World Championship in 1949. How to bring Honda's lessons into our own lives. Begin by setting a daily time to explore something outside your comfort zone, read a book on a foreign culture, attend a public lecture, or try a new skill in your hobby. Next, build a small project that challenges you. It could be a DIY repair, a community initiative, or a side hustle. As you learn and act, you will notice that each small victory feeds the next, and each failure teaches you faster than any formal education could. The takeaway: wisdom grows when we ask and act, and leadership emerges from the courage to learn and the determination to apply what we learn. If you want to lead effectively in your personal or professional life, start by learning something new every day, then turn that learning into action. If you are enjoying this journey, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership stories. Reflective question: what is one small question you can ask yourself today that could ignite a new learning path? Chapter 2. The Pillars of Honda's Leadership Philosophy. Soichiro Honda believed that leadership is not a single skill, but a set of pillars that reinforce each other. He referred to these pillars in many interviews, and they have become a guiding light for countless entrepreneurs. The first pillar is trust. Trust in your team, in the market, and in your own instincts. Honda trusted his technicians enough to let them experiment with engine designs that were untested, and that trust turned risk into reward. The second pillar is perseverance. He kept building motorcycles even when creditors threatened to shut his factory down. The third pillar is continuous improvement. Every model was a refinement of the last, a simple but powerful commitment to being better each day. These principles manifest in stories that still inspire. Once, during the post-war recession, the company was on the brink of collapse. Honda convened a meeting of his entire staff and asked what could be done. The answer was simple: create a motorbike that was lighter and more efficient. From that discussion emerged a breakthrough that saved the company and set a new industry standard. Honda's story teaches that when you lead with trust, people will take responsibility. When you lead with perseverance, the inevitable obstacles become mere detours. And when you lead with continuous improvement, the organization becomes an engine that never stops moving. To apply these pillars today, start by committing to one practice each week. To build trust, share regular updates with your team and invite them to give feedback. To practice perseverance, list a challenge you dread and outline small steps you can take until you overcome it. To embrace continuous improvement, review your recent project and identify one feature you can make better. Repeat this cycle and watch how your leadership presence grows. The key insight: leadership is an engine of trust, perseverance, and improvement. The smoother each part runs, the farther you will travel. If you are enjoying this journey, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: which pillar do you feel you can strengthen most within the next month? Chapter 3. Turning Principles into Practice, Honda on the Road. Honda's life read like a road map of deliberate action. After he left school, he chose not to work in a factory that paid more, but rather to learn the mechanics of engines firsthand. This decision reflected his belief that a leader must first understand the ground realities of their business. His first big test came when he built a motorcycle engine that was so lightweight and efficient it could be used for a bicycle. This innovation was a small step that eventually led to the launch of the first production motorcycle. The next milestone was the creation of the 250cc model for the Japanese market. Its price was affordable, its performance reliable, and its design simple. Yet it sold hundreds of thousands of units and established Honda as a household name. Honda's approach was to keep his team focused on solving specific customer pain points, not on pursuing flashiness. He once told a group of engineers that the customer's voice should be heard above any corporate noise. Honda's leadership also taught the value of patience. He famously waited 5 years after the first engine launch to ensure it met his own quality standards before scaling up. This patience saved the company from costly recalls that could have damaged its reputation. To bring these lessons home, model Honda's process. First, identify the core problem your audience faces. Design a simple solution that addresses this pain without unnecessary features. Next, test your solution rigorously, use feedback loops, and don't rush to market. Finally, launch with confidence, knowing the foundation is strong. The lesson: true wisdom is applied through thoughtful persistence, a keen focus on the customer, and a relentless commitment to quality. To grow as a leader, adopt a mindset that first seeks clarity, then seeks execution, and finally seeks improvement. If you are enjoying this journey, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: what is one specific customer problem you can focus on solving now? Chapter 4. Modern tools for Honda's wisdom. Today's world moves faster than ever, yet the core principles of Honda's leadership remain timeless. The way we can bring his wisdom into our modern lives is by aligning technology with discipline. For instance, use project management tools to track your iterative improvement cycles. Each sprint is an opportunity to refine, just as he refined each motorbike model. To practice trust, encourage distributed decision-making in your teams. Today's platforms allow anyone with an idea to contribute instantly, so let voices of all levels be heard. To practice perseverance, break large obstacles into micro wins. This mirrors Honda's incremental approach to engine design. To practice continuous improvement, adopt a data-driven mindset. Collect real user metrics, analyze them, and use insights to make small but meaningful changes. Another example is the way Honda mentored his engineers. Today, we can emulate this by creating peer learning groups or online communities that share best practices. A mentor might post a challenge on a forum and let the community brainstorm solutions. This fosters trust and drives rapid improvement. Conclusion for this chapter: Honda's legacy is not just about cars, but about a way to think. By combining trust, perseverance, and continuous improvement with modern tools, we can create organizations that adapt, innovate, and thrive. Keep the cycle alive. Learn, build, refine. If you are enjoying this journey, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: what new tool or platform could you use today to make your projects more transparent and collaborative? Chapter 5. The path ahead: embodying Honda's legacy. Soichiro Honda once said, "If you want to succeed, you have to be willing to fail." This simple truth is the final lesson of his life. Failure is not an end, but a stepping stone that redirects your energy toward a better design. It teaches humility, opens doors to new ideas, and cements resilience. What does this mean for your personal growth? It means that every setback is an invitation to reassess. Write down what failed, identify the lesson, and apply it in a new attempt. By doing this, you create a culture where risk-taking is encouraged and learning is constant. The practice is simple. At the end of each week, reflect on a failure. Ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I use this knowledge next week? Keep this journal, and over time you will see patterns emerge that help you avoid old mistakes and chase new opportunities. The key takeaway: wisdom is not a static treasure but a moving process. Leadership is the daily choice to seek knowledge, act with purpose, and refine with patience. Adopt Honda's pillars: trust, perseverance, continuous improvement, and let them guide every decision you make. If you are enjoying this journey, like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and leadership. Reflective question: what is one small action you will take tomorrow to deepen your trust, perseverance, or improvement in your life.